Yes. So please download this file, save as. I can download it in any location. For example, I'm downloading it in a particular location, maybe in my documents desktop or anywhere else. And I save this file. Yes, it was downloaded here. After downloading, what you have to do with this, you have to make a right click on that file. Just to make a right click on the file, then you have to go for extract all. Right click on the file and please extract all, or click on this extract all available on the top. After downloading the file, please extract all or right click and extract all. Please extract that file. Don't open the file with the zip. If you open the file, fortunately, the file will get opened. Please do not do this, because today we are going to learn about importing and exporting. While doing it, it may throw an error. So, right click on that file and say extract. Extract all, or you can click on extract all here. Where you want to extract, you can select a location and you can click on extract all. You can select a particular location and click on extract all. After extracting, you can delete zip file also. The zip file, you can delete it to not get confused. There will be a zip file, there will be a folder, you should not get confused. So confused I'm saying to delete this zipped file. This zipped file, you can see the icon of that zipped file, it shows like a zip. So that zipped file, you can delete it. After extracting, I can delete that files also. Okay. I hope you should be having this files. Correct? Forget about this two files. This is a two file which I have it. This is a backup file and completed file. I think you will be having a folder, orders, 01 pivot, 05 revenue analysis, 06 expense ledger, 07 employee benefit costs, city month wise, admin operations, employee data, and 13 part sales tracker, asset maintenance, maintenance composite, and expense cost center, sales versus order versus delivery, training nomination versus attendance, purchase order, business transaction. And we have some text files also. I think you should be having all these files. Around 20 files are available. So we are going to work with all the 20 files today. Okay? Done? Everyone got it? Any challenges? Yes. How can I extract? நீங்க download பண்ணிட்டீங்களே, downloaded that file. You need my support, sir? Done? Very good. After doing it, please open that first file, 01 pivot. Please open the first file. As I told, today we are going to start with pivot. By today afternoon, maximum by my lunch break, we have to complete pivot and other things, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all are power queries and power pivots. Even you can see there is a folder available. We are going to see how to combine a folder. We are going to see how to use inside a folder. You can see some CSVs, how to bring the CSVs, how to bring the text files. If you open 20, there will be 9 or 8 sheets. How to combine 8 or 9 sheets, how to combine 8 or 9 files. These are all the things which we are going to learn today. First, let us start with this pivot, 01 pivot. So please open that 01 pivot. I'm not going to start with the introduction basics which we have did it in the basics of Excel itself. Straight away we are going to start with the concept. There are 4 sheets available, EX01, 02, 03, 04. How can I move between one sheet to another sheet without using mouse? Control? Page down, we'll go to the next sheet. And how do I know how many sheets are there? I have 4 sheets, okay. Suppose I have 20 or 30 sheets. These are all very important to be known because we are going to consolidate multiple sheets, multiple files. I have only 4 sheets. But how do I know that how many sheets are there? Here 4 it's okay. Suppose I have 20, 30 sheets. I want to know how many sheets are there. What is the easiest method to know how many sheets are there? So we have to get the sheet numbers here. We have to get the sheet number. By default, the sheet number may not be displayed here. When I open Word, Excel or PowerPoint, when I open PowerPoint, when I open Word, when I open a PowerPoint file, on the bottom you will get a message like this, slide 1 of 1. Suppose if I insert slide 2 of 1, 2 of 2, 3 of 3, so you will get some message like this. I can get some sheet numbers also here. How do we get the sheet number? Right click on the status bar area. This area you have to make a right click. Just to make a right click on the status bar area, and there is an option available called as sheet number. The sheet number has to be enabled. That sheet number has to be checked. Please select that sheet number. Just make a tick mark and select the sheet number. So let me do that. Right click and I'll go to the sheet number. I enable that sheet number. I think last session itself we would have did it. Now when I click it, you can see the sheet numbers are displayed on the bottom here. I have only 4 sheets. Okay, suppose I have 40 sheets. From the first sheet I wanted to jump to the 10th sheet, and this may vary from version to version. This is the new feature available in the latest version. If you are using a bit older version, this feature may not be there. If you are using the older version. And another latest feature is you have to click here. When I click here on the right side, you will get the navigation where all the sheet will be displayed here. If you are not getting the navigation, it means you are using the older version of Excel. If you are getting the navigation, that means you are using the latest version of Excel. How can I find out the version of Excel? How do we find out what is the version we are using? How do we find out that? To go to File, then Account. Very good, sir. Account. File and click on Account. If the account is not visible on your screen, then click on More. Under More, you can see the account will be there. So just to click on that account, and what is the version of Microsoft Excel? It's Microsoft 365, and you have something called as version 2607. If someone is using lesser than 26, 260405 is okay. If someone is using 2524, then you may not see that navigation. The navigation button உங்களுக்கு வராது. If you are using the older version. Sir? 2502. Then some of the features may not work. 25, a bit old version. What is the version you are using? It should be. First right click on that status bar. Sheet number. Sheet number. Okay. There is one more method to see the navigation. If you are able to see the navigation here, just go to the sheet number and make a click and you can see the navigation. If you are not able to see the navigation, then go to the View tab. Under View tab, there is a button called as Navigation. This is another method to see the sheet numbers, list of sheets. So you can click on this navigation also. So go to View and click on the Navigation. So on the right hand side, you can see the list of sheets will be available here. Okay. Right? If this navigation is not available, that means you are using the older version, 2.5, some older version. If you are using the latest version, then this navigation should be available. Okay. right? So this is very important to know how many sheets are there. So that's the reason we have checked this navigation. Now I'm closing the navigation. So we have around 4 sheets: sheet number 1, sheet number 2, sheet number 3, sheet number 4. So let us start from the sheet number 1. In sheet number 1, we have a small table where I can see the transaction ID, region, sales channel and equipment type, application type and material category, and gross margin or gross profit. Now this table is fine. I want to convert this table into a report. So we have to convert this table into a report format. I want to know, for example, let us take this region. Gross margin is my profit. I want to know which region has more profit, whether the south region, north region, east region or west region. So I want to create region wise, and maybe let us take the sales channel. Sales channel is distributors, project sales, direct sales, service networks. There are some sales channel. So region wise, sales channel wise, I want to know what is the sum of gross margin. Region wise, sales channel wise, what is the sum of gross margin. So we are going to create a small report now. So before creating a report, 2 things you have to check. I think that we have explored in level 1 also. 2 things has to be checked. Before creating any report, before sending a report, before doing anything, before sending a mail, you have to check 2 things. First thing, what you have to check it is, go to the review tab. Go to the review tab. On the review tab, there is an option called as check accessibility. Check accessibility. And I think there are some conditions available before creating a pivot. The condition is no merged cells in between. You should not have any merged cells in between. Your table should not have a merged cells. Second one, the condition is your table should have a heading. There should be heading for your table. Your table should have a heading. What's the third condition? Heading should be unique. Sorry. Your heading should be unique. These are all the 3 conditions before creating a pivot table. Before creating a pivot table, before creating a chart, before sorting, before filtering, these are all the 3 important conditions. No merged cells, table should have a heading, heading should be unique. But how do I know whether my table is having a heading or not? At least by seeing the table, you know that. By seeing the table, I can find out whether the table is having the heading or not. By seeing the table, I can find out whether the table heading is repeated or not. But how do I know whether my data is having a merged cells or not? So these things you have to find out, whether my coloring is correct, my data is perfect, whether my naming of the sheet is okay. So these are all the things you have to check. For this, I think this will be very useful. Go to the review tab. Under review tab, click on check accessibility. If you click on check accessibility, it will say looks good, no issue found. You can proceed. So no problem in your table, no issues in your table, you can proceed with the table. No text is hard to read, no missing alt text, no table is having a heading, merge cell is not there, sheet name is correct. So it has checked everything and it has said that you can proceed. If there is some problem, you have to clean up it and you have to go for it. If the data itself there is a problem, then we have an option called as Power Query. So that Power Query we will see it in the later part. First thing, check accessibility, whether your heading is okay, whether there is a merged cells, whether your table is perfect. These are all the things it will check. For example, assume if some cells, I have some merged cells here. I am selecting some cells, I am putting some margin center. And maybe this heading, I am putting some color for this heading. Background color, and I am putting some font color like this. Some color. I have applied some color for this. And I merged some cells. Go to the review tab. Under review tab, you can see check accessibility. Now you can see it shows keep going, but there is some problem. Fix the remaining issues in your document. Make accessible to everyone. What is the issue? Hard to read text. Some text are very hard to read. The color is not good. The background is not good. And there is some merged cells available in your sheet. I want to know which text is hard to read. Just click here and it points your cursor here. So this text is very hard to read to your audience. You can change your color. It's giving some suggestion also. You can change it to some other color. Maybe suppose I change this color. And now one problem is solved. Another problem is use merged cells. There is some merged cells on your table. Click on it. There is some merged cells. And it's giving a suggestion also. You can split that merged cells. So before creating a report, please check this first one. Whether your data is correct, color is correct, whether there is a merged cells or not. We'll see only one thing before our break. Second thing we have to check. First thing, I think this we would have checked it in our basics of Excel also. First thing you have to check is the accessibility. Second one we have to check it is check the performance of your system. Now, could you tell me, I want to go to the last filled cell on my table. Last filled cell on my table. How do I go to the last filled cell on my table? Is there any method available? Is there any shortcut key available to know the last filled cell? Control down arrow. Control shift down arrow will select the last filled cell in this column. But I want to know entire data. Where is my last filled cell? Entire data. Control end. There's a shortcut key called as control end. That's one method. One more method is also available. Go to the review tab. Under review tab, when you go to the review tab, there is an option called as workbook statistics. Workbook statistics. Just to go to the review tab and click on workbook statistics. Here you can see where is my last filled cell, end of the sheet. My sheet is ending at G190. G190. G is this column and it's ending at 190. Let me check that. Okay, and I press Control End on my keyboard. I'm pressing the shortcut key called as Control End on my keyboard. Yes, where it's ending at G and it's ending at 190. Perfect. Control End is the shortcut key which will automatically lands into the last filled cell. But sometimes in Excel, we are using Excel not only for analyzing, we are using Excel for everything in the world. For example, I'll go to some other sheet here, some other cell. Maybe I'm going to the cell number Z, column number Z. And unknowingly, I'm typing some value in this column number Z. I'm typing some value, I'm noting something, I'm typing something and I press enter. Later I'm deleting that also. I'm deleting it. Now it is deleted. I entered some data and I deleted the data within few seconds. 1 second, 2 seconds, I have deleted the data. Now if I press Control End, you can see where my data is ending is. My data is unfortunately ending at Z. So what my Excel will think is this is also your part of your table. எல்லாம் உங்க டேபிளோட பார்ட்னு நினைச்சுக்கோ. Till Z it treats as a part of your table. This has to be cleaned up. The cleaning process can be done in two areas. One, you can do it in Excel, but every time I cannot do it in Excel. But every day I'm downloading the data. Every day there will be empty cell. Every day there will be a blank cell. Then we can do it in Power Query. ஒரு தடவைனா நீங்க எக்ஸல்ல பண்ணிக்கலாம். Daily I am downloading a data from Excel. Daily I may get this problem. Empty rows, empty columns, empty cells. Daily I cannot clean up it. So then we can go to Power Query. But now we don't know Power Query. How do we clean up in Excel? Excel, how do we clean? This is not a problem. As of now, this is not a problem. But later, when there is some empty rows, empty columns, empty data, how to clean up it? There is Review tab. Under Review tab, there is a button called as Check Performance. Click on the Check Performance. It will check and it will show you where there is a problem. If there is a problem, clean up it and optimize it. You have an option called as optimizing and cleaning up. That part we'll see it later. Now, as of now, there is nothing to be cleaned up. My data is perfectly clean. Okay, so these two things you have to check before creating a report. And as of now, this table seems to be simple, very simple, plain and very easy. But if there is some problem, there is some empty rows, empty columns, my data is not correct. Here my data is correct, everything is correct. If it is not correct, how can I convert it into a proper data? That are all the things which we are going to learn it in Power Query. இங்கே பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் அந்த டேபிளை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் டேட்டாவில் ஒன்றும் பெரிய ப்ராப்ளம் இல்லை. ஹெட்டிங்லாம் கரெக்டாக இருக்குது, டேட்டா இஸ் க்ளீன், டேட்டா டைப் இஸ் ஆல்சோ க்ளீன், நோ எம்டி ரோஸ், எம்டி காலம்ஸ், பர்ஃபெக்ட்லி க்ளீன். So we can just create a report. If there is a problem, that are all the things which we are going to see how to handle that problem using Power Query. Do it only once in your lifetime. Next time Power Query will take care. That's all the topic which we are going to do. So after the break, we'll see how to make a report based on this. It's the best funny how to make various reports. As I told, we have to complete all the 4 exercises by next break so that we can straight away start with Power Query in the second half. Okay. So I think long time our tea is also ready. So as of now, I am just minimizing this file. We'll come back after the break. After the break, we'll see how to make a report based on this. இதை வச்சு எப்படி report பண்ணலாம் break அப்புறம். I pause the video recording. I am not stopping that video recording. I'll pause it of the session. And I'll go to the same file. Here we have a table. As I told, we are going to create a report. Before creating a report, you have to check for 2 things. What are the 2 things checked before creating a report is, first thing you have to check is the check accessibility. Second one we have to check is the check performance. So both we have checked. I think my table is clean now. But if, as I told, there is some problem, I want to create some formulas, some cells are missing, some columns are missing, my heading is not correct, my data type is not correct. So these are all the things which we are going to do it through Power Query. Now assume my data is perfectly clean and assume my data is perfect here, and I want to create a report based on only one table. So we can go with the pivot. If you have multiple tables, multiple files, multiple sheets, then we are going to use Power Pivots and Power Queries. Okay. So let me place the cursor on the table. Either place the cursor on the table or select the entire table. How do we select an entire table? I think basics itself we have learned. The best method to select the entire table is Control Shift 8. Very good. Control Shift 8 or Control Asterisk is the best method to select the entire table. If you have the number pad, go for Control Asterisk. If you don't have the number pad, Control Shift 8. That's the best method to select the entire table. Either select the entire table or place the cursor on the table. So let me place the cursor, or I will select the entire table. Control Shift 8 or Asterisk. I have selected the table. Now go to the tab called as Insert. Just go to the tab of Insert. Under the Insert tab, when I go to the Insert tab, if you are 100% sure that you are going to create a report based on this table. So this is my source table. Based on this table only I want to create a report, means straight away you can go to the pivot table here. Go to Insert and straight away you can click on Pivot Table. If you are 100% sure, you are going to create a report based on this. But I want to create a based on my some other Power Query, Power Pivot or external data source. Then there is an option available, Insert Pivot Table. There are 3 options available. One is from table or a range. The second one is external data source, SAP, ERP, Oracle or some other source. Third one is from data model. But the data model is deactivated. It's graded out because we didn't use Power Queries. If you have started using Power Queries, then this data model will be get activated. Maybe before today afternoon or evening, we are going to see how to make a report using a data model. In near future, you will be using this, only this, not even from table or external data, you will be using this. But as of now, there is no available. And you will get one more option later here, Power BI. So you can get the data from Power BI and you can create a report in Excel also. We have an option called as Power BI. As of now, we are not going to do it. We are going to go with this first one. Insert, 2 things. Either go to Insert and click on Pivot Table straight away, or click on the arrow mark and go to from table or a range. Both are same. So let me click on Insert from table or a range. And I recommend everyone to please practice it parallelly. If you have any challenges, any questions, queries, doubts, stop me, ask me there itself. It's not like normal Excel, power pivots, power queries, pivots are interconnected. If you don't know the step number 1, you cannot go to step number 2. If you don't know step number 2, you cannot go to step number 3. So please practice it. Whatever I am seeing on the screen, you have to see same thing. You have to see it on your screen also. If you are not able to see it, stop me and ask me there itself. I can repeat it any number of times. So let me go to insert. Let me click on from table or a range. We have 3 options. Select the table or a range. My table or a range is already selected. If it is not selected, please select it. I think it's already selected. And where you want to place this report, whether you want to place the report on a new sheet or you want to place the report on the existing sheet. New sheet means no problem, straight away you can click on OK. But the existing sheet means first you have to, if I click on existing sheet and if I say OK, it will throw an error. The reason is the destination reference is invalid because you have selected the existing sheet, but where you want it. Whether you want it in this location or some other sheet. Suppose I want this report to be in sheet number 4. So let me go to sheet number 4 and I can select which location you want it. I want it here, I want it here, I want it here. You can select it. Select the sheet and select the location. As of now, we'll go with the new sheet. Existing sheet, we'll see it in another few minutes. Another few minutes, we'll see that. And this one is another very powerful feature which we are going to use today. Today or tomorrow we are going to use this. Choose the whether you want to analyze the multiple pivot table. 4 or 5 pivot tables, combination of 4 or 5 pivot tables, we will be creating one table. So as of now, please do not select this. Please do not select it because some feature may not work. I will tell you when we can select this feature, when we can select it. Now don't select this feature. Don't select this feature. So actually, to be precise, what we did is nothing. We have selected insert pivot, all the default value. First one is table or range, second one is new worksheet, and third one we didn't do anything. Just I am going to click on OK now. So let us click on OK. Yes. Now you can see what has happened is it has inserted a fresh new sheet. So you can see a new sheet is available here. On the left hand side, there is a new sheet inserted. And you can see this is a table. To build the report, choose the field from your pivot table. This is the area where we are going to construct our report. On the right hand side, there is something called as pivot table fields. So if the pivot table fields should be visible, and on the top, you can see there is a tab available here. 2 tabs are visible. 2 new tabs are available here. I think basic user of Excel. What is this tab called? Contextual tab. Very good. Super. This tab is called as contextual tab. If this tab is not visible, if the tab is not available, it means your cursor is outside the pivot. When you place the cursor outside the pivot, that analyze and design will be hidden. So place the cursor on the table. Place the cursor on the table. Now you can see the pivot table fields are available here. Or sometimes if you have closed this pivot table fields, unknowingly, knowingly I have closed it. Then how can I get it back? Right click on the pivot and we can go for show field list. That's one method. Another method also we have it here. Either make a right click and go to show field list. That's method number 1. Method number 2 is analyze and there is an option called as field list. If you unknowingly close that field list, how can I get back the field list? Is right click and go for show field list or go to analyze field list. Now the field list will appear on the right hand side. Okay. Right. Now field list and choose the field to add a report. Today we are going to see how to get the data from multiple files, multiple sheets. So here I think we have only 6 or 7 columns. So very easily you can find it. Suppose if you have multiple sheets, multiple files, I don't know where is the table, where is the column available. So we have to manually search for that column. There is a search box available. We'll see how to use this search box. The search box, how to use the search box. And these are all your field list. These are all your column headings. All the column headings available in that pivot and the source table is displayed here. This is your column headings. Then on the bottom there is something called as filter. What is this filter used for? The filter is used for creating multiple report. Morning, I think we have discussed about consolidation of multiple sheets. 10 sheets I can combine and I can make it as one report. But one sheet, can I split it into multiple reports? Yes. That part we are going to see it here. How to create multiple reports. To create multiple reports, we are going to use this filter. Column label. What is this column label? This column label is used for comparison of your data. Last year, this year, we are going to compare. So, comparison of your data, we can go for this column label. Row label. What is that row label? Actually, we are going to start with this row label today. Row label. Pivot table is very important. After creating the Power Query, we are going to create a pivot table. That's why we are seeing the introduction of this pivot table. This pivot table introduction, we would have seen it in basics of Excel also, but still it's very important. That's why I'm explaining again. So row wise and a normal report. If you want to create a row wise report and normal report, you can go for this row label. The last one. Sigma values. You know what is meant by sigma values? Sigma values is for summarizing your data. To summarize your data, we can go for this sigma values. Right? The last one, I think basics of Excel, I would have explained it, but I would have not seen this. There is an option called as deferred layout update. The faster way of creating a report. If you have very big table, basics of Excel, we didn't see a bigger table. We have seen only a smaller table. Suppose I have a table which is having lakhs and millions and billions and trillions of rows and columns. Then creating a report is a little bit tougher. So we can use this deferred layout update to create a report much faster. Faster way of creating a report. So if you want to fastly create a report, you can use this deferred layout update. Okay. So we'll see how to use this deferred layout update today. Yes. Clear on this? Any questions, doubts, queries? Done? Yes. Now we are going to create a small report. What is the report we are going to create is, I want to know region wise. What is a region wise? So we have something called as region and we have something called as sales channel. Region wise, sales channel wise, what is the sum of gross margin? That's all. That's all. So region wise, sales channel wise, what is the sum of gross margin? That's a report we are going to create. So which has to be dragged where? This is very vital. When you go to Power BI also, this plays a vital role. Whichever wise, I want region wise and sales channel wise. Whichever wise, that has to be dragged and dropped into rows. Whichever you want to summarize it. Summarize means summing, counting, averaging. That has to be dragged and dropped into gross. That has to be dragged and dropped into the sigma values. Which wise? Edu wise report varnamo the rows. Whichever you want to summarize it, that should be at the sigma value. Let me do that. Region wise. Don't go to the left hand side and make a tick. I have seen some people just going to the left and making a tick. The problem is, when you make a tick, we don't know where it will land. It may land into filter area, it may land into the column area, it may land into the row area, it may land into the sigma area also. better always drag it and drop it. That's the best practice. So let me drag and drop it here. Don't go to the left hand side corner. Come here on the center area. You can drag and you can drop the rows into, region into rows. Yes. Now we are getting the report region wise, central, east, north, south and west. Sales channel. So let me drag the sales channel and drop it to the rows again. So region wise, sales channel wise, what is the sum of gross margin? So I want to drag the gross margin to the sigma values. Yes. So we got a small report, region wise and sales channel wise. What is the sum of gross margin? Very simple and a small report. Okay. Done. Yes. As I told, gradually we will improve our reporting level. That is one sheet, multiple files. Everything we'll see one by one. Now, I want to modify this table now. So this table is okay. So I'm okay with this table. Region wise, sales channel wise, we got sum of gross margin. That's fine. But I don't like this region and the sales channel in the same column. I want to put a region in a separate column, sales channel in a separate column. And I want to get the grand total not on the top. I want to put the grand total on the bottom here. So like this, I want to make some changes. Go to the design tab. Go to the design tab. Under the design tab, the first option, subtotal. Do not show subtotal. Show all the subtotal at the bottom of the group. Show all the subtotal at the top of the group. Tell me which option to be selected here. At the bottom of the group. Very good. Then grand total. For some reasons, I don't want the grand total. I can switch off it. Today we will see when we can switch off the grand total. I think now no need to switch off the grand total. It's better to have the grand total. Don't switch off it. It's better always to have the grand total. Maybe in another few minutes, we'll see how to switch off, where to switch off this grand total. So I'm not going to switch off the grand total. Report layout. I always recommend to report your table in a tabular form. Design, report layout, show in tabular form. That's the best way of presenting your report. Go to the design. Under design, you can see the report layout. Under report layout, you can see show in tabular form, where we can see the region name is coming in a separate column. Sales channel is coming in a separate column. So always I recommend to display your report in a tabular form. Okay. But here I can understand direct sales is this and distributor sales is this, OEM sales is this, project sales is this, service network sales is this. But belongs to which region? So direct sales belongs to central region, distributor also belongs to central region. Instead of that, I can do two things. One is I can merge the central region here, or I can make the central region to repeat it multiple times here. Central, 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 east, 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 so that easier to take a print out or easy to view the report. Two methods. First, how can I merge this? Right click on the pivot, right click on the column, right click on the pivot table. Go to the pivot table option. Right click on the pivot table. Go to pivot table option. Under pivot table option, below this layout and format, below the layout and format, I can see there is an option available. Merge center with labels. Merge center with labels. So if I tick this, then your pivot table will get merged here. Central is getting merged, east is getting merged, north is getting merged. So that you can understand that these are all belongs to the central region. This is one method. This is one method. Another method is, I don't like merging. Right click, go to pivot table options, uncheck that merge and center, uncheck that merge and center. Okay. Second method is go to the design, under design, report layout, repeat all item label. repeat all item label. Now you can see the item label is getting repeated. Central, 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 east, 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 north, 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 south, south, south. It's getting repeated. I recommend this. Okay. Blank rows. Insert a blank line after each item. After each item, after central, after east, after north, you will get a blank line to have a better view of your report. Insert a blank line. After central region, there is a blank. East, there is a blank. North, there is a blank. If you don't want the blank line, you can switch off, remove this blank line. And row headers. Uncheck the row header. What is the row header? Central, 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 east, 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 north, north, north. That's row header. If you don't want that row header, you can remove it. Bolded. Bolded. I don't want the row header to be bolded. I can remove the row header. Column header. It's better to have the column header. Don't remove the column header. It's always better to have the column header. So I'm not unchecking it. The column header is this one. Region is bolded. Sales channel is bolded. If you don't want it, you can uncheck it. Better to have this. So I'm not unchecking it. Banded rows, all the alternative rows will get banded. Alternative rows. First row, third row, fifth row will get banded. I recommend this. You can go for alternative rows. Banded columns, I don't recommend it. This column will get banded, which I don't recommend. If you want, you can do that. I remove that banded rows. And color and background and formatting. So I don't like this color. Can I put a different colors? Pivot table styles. And you can change some colors here. Some colors and some formattings. Yes. But you can ask me a question here. Do we have to do this for every table? For example, what we did is actually gone to design. First I placed the subtotal on the bottom of the group. Then I put the report layout tabular form. Then I repeated the item label. Then I removed that row header. Assume that then I reinserted the blank line after each table. Then I changed the color of this table. So do we have to do this every time for all my pivot table? No. If you are using the older version, you have to do this for every pivot table. But latest version, I think this is not required. You can make this as default for the next upcoming table. Upcoming table, I want the subtotal always should come on the bottom. And grand total should be always on. Report layout should be in tabular form. Repeat item label. So everything should be automatic for my next created pivot table. After this, you are going to create a pivot table. I want this to happen for the next created pivot table. So what we do? File. Click on that office button called as file. Just go to the office button file. Under file, options. Go to file. Click on options. Under options, data. From the top, third one, data. File, options, data. Under the data, there is a command button called as edit default layout. Make the changes to the default layout of pivot tables. This edit default layout. So click on this edit default layout. Now you can decide what you want. For example, whenever I create a pivot, I want the subtotal should come on the bottom. So I will click on show subtotal on the bottom of the group. Grand total, I want it should be on. Switch on the grand total. Whenever I create a report, the report should be in tabular form. Whenever I create a report, repeat the item label. This item label should get repeated automatically. And whenever I create a report, I want this blank line automatically. So I select the blank line. So like this, you can set a default. This will be applicable for the next created pivot, not for the already created pivot table. Next, whatever the pivot table you are going to create. After this, இதுக்கப்புறம் நீங்க பண்ண போற pivot table தான் this settings will get applied, not for the already created pivot table. Okay, so you repeat the process again. So go to file, go to options. Under options, if you are not able to see the option since your screen size is very small, so go to more, under more options, under options for data, under data go to edit default layout, and there is an option subtotal here. Subtotal on the bottom of the group, and grand total should be on, and the report layout should be in tabular. Repeat all item label. Okay. File options. Okay. Right. Now, two things we are going to do here. As of now, I am not clicking on OK because I don't want this default settings for my table because since it's a training session. Or if you unknowingly set it, can I revert it back? Can I get it as a default also? That's possible. Go to File, go to Options. Under Options, go to Data. If you already set it, no problem. You can reset it as Excel data default format also. There is a button called as Reset. Reset back to your data format. Okay. Now, two things I want to do. One is I can change the formula here. So instead of this, I don't want the sum. Instead of sum, I want an average. I want a count. I want a maximum. I want a minimum. So I can get an extra column here, or I can get the extra rows also here. Both are possible. Both are possible. For example, instead of the central region total, that's okay. Below the central region total, I want the central region average. Below the central region average, I want the count of central region. Below the count of central region, I want the maximum. I want the minimum. I want multiple formula here, multiple formula in column wise. Both are possible. First, let us see row wise. Row wise, how can I get the formula? Just to make a right click anywhere else on the central region, east region, north region, make a right click. Anywhere else, just to make a right click and go to field settings. Right click, go to field settings. Under field settings, you can see it says automatic, none custom. Automatic is selected. Let us go to the custom. Under custom, what is the formula you want? I want the sum. Hold the control key. I want the count. Hold the control key, or just you can click it also. Just no need to hold the count, just to click it. I want the sum, I want the count, I want the average. I want the maximum, I want the minimum. Like this, whatever you want, you can select it. And I say, okay. Now you can notice all the three are displayed here. So it says central region, what is the sum? Central region, what is the count? Central region, what is an average? Same thing for east, same thing for north, same thing for south, same thing for west also. The column is sum, but I want extra rows here. Each region wise, I want to calculate sum, count, average, and whatever you want. So just to make a right click on this and go to field settings. Under field settings, go to this subtotal, automatic. Instead of automatic, make it as custom and select whatever the formula you want. Okay. Right now. But here, assume I may get confused. This is okay. Sometimes I may get confused because my heading is sum. But here I am getting the count, average, and sum. Can I get to the sum average and I have sum here? I can get the count here. I can get the average here. I can get the maximum. In columns, not in rows. Not in rows. I don't want it in columns. I want it in columns. I don't want it in rows. Right click again here and go to this field settings and I make it as automatic again. I make it as automatic again. So let us make it as automatic. And I say OK. Now I need average here, not the sum. I need average. Next column I need a sum. Next column I need a count. Next column I need some maximum, minimum. I want to change my formulas. Very simple. Right click on this column. Right click on this column. Don't make a right click anywhere else. Right click anywhere else on the column. Summarize value by. Summarize value by. You can see sum, count, average, maximum, minimum, product. But I don't know whether you are getting it. If you are getting it also, it has been deactivated. There is something called as distinct count. Unfortunately, you may not get it. If you are getting it also, it would have been graded out. That are the things we are going to do it in Power Query. Using Power Query, you will get this distinct count. Now you may not get it. Update, if you are getting it also, it would have been deactivated. We'll see how to get it. Later session we'll do that. Now I make a right click here and I go to summarize value by. I make it as count. So now it shows me the count. In central region, through direct sales, we have made 11 transactions. Central region distributor is 5. Central region OEM is 9. Central region product sales is 9. So it shows the count here. Okay, but I want the sum again. I want the sum again. So what can I do? Drag the gross margin. Once again, drop it to the sigma. So you are getting the count as well as you are getting the sum. Sum வருது பக்கத்திலேயே count I do it again. First I make a right click on this gross margin and I go to summarize value by. I make it as count. Yes, it has turned into count. Drag the gross margin again and drop it to sigma. So you're getting the count as well as the sum. Let me do it one more time. Right click, summarize value by. I make it as average. Drag the gross margin once again to sigma. So we are getting the count, we are getting the average, we are getting the sum. Next we will see how to create a percentage, grand total percentage, column total percentage, and how to create our own formulas also. Okay? Done? Clear? Any questions, doubts, queries? Basic Excel, who have attended, I think you can tell me this. This average column. I want only 2 decimal places. There are so many decimal. One column, one is having 5 decimal, another one is no decimal, another one is 5, somewhere else 6, 7 decimals. I want even decimals. I want only 2 decimal places. For the entire average column, I want 2 decimal places. How can I do that? Control? Very good. Who have not attended the basic Excel, you can note it down. Control Shift 1 is the shortcut key for converting a cell into a number with 2 decimal points. Control Shift 1. That's a shortcut key for 2 decimal points. Control Shift 1. So let me try that. Control Shift 1. Yes, now you can see it seems to be good. Now the decimal places are even and comma separators is also available. Now this sum of gross margin, how can I make it as a currency? I want the rupee symbol, comma separators. How can I make this as currency? Control shift 4. Very good. Currency format. These are all the things we have learned it in basics of Excel. Control shift 4 to convert your cell into a currency format. Control shift 4. Yes. The currency symbol 7,606,00.00. Control shift 4. One is for number with 2 decimal points. Control shift 4 is a currency symbols. Okay. Now, so we got the count, we got the average, we got the sum. Count, average and sum. Now I want to calculate, let it be the sum or you can change it to percentage or whatever. I am going to drag this gross margin one more time. We got the count of gross margin, we have the average of gross margin, we have sum of gross margin. I am going to drag the gross margin one more time to the sigma values. I am dragging the gross margin one more time. I want to know which region has more percentage of profit, whether the central region is having. I can see that it's a 2,83,000, it's 21 lakhs or something, but I want to know which region has got more percentages. Right click on that particular column. Right click on the particular column. Show value as. Show value as. Right click on the particular column, go to show value as. Under show value as, the second one, percentage of grand total. Percentage of grand total. Right click on the particular column and you can go for percentage of grand total. Right click, show value as, percentage of grand total. Yes. Out of 100%, central region is 23%, east region is 17%, north region is 17%, south is 19%, west region is 22%. I think central region has more percentage of margins. So I repeat it, right click on the column and go for show value as, and we can say percentage of grand total. But unfortunately what will happen is, when I convert the sum into percentage, when I convert the sum into average, the heading is getting changed. When I convert the sum into count, the heading is getting changed. But when I convert the sum into percentage, the heading is not getting changed. So we have to change the heading manually. Go there and change the heading manually. Percentage of gross margin. Heading has to be changed manually, no other go. Okay, but this percentage is okay. I got the count, I got the average, I got the sum, I got the percentage. But overall company wise this is okay. But one person who is taking care of central region, he wants to know, if the central region is 100%, what is the percentage of direct sales, what is the percentage of distributor sales, what is the percentage of OEM sales, what is the percentage of project sales, what is the percentage of service network under the central region. So let me drag one more time this gross margin. I am dragging this gross margin one more time to the sigma value, maybe at the last, middle, wherever you want. You can move it also. Later I will tell you how to move it. So I am dragging at the last. So now it says the sum of gross margin. But I don't want percentage. If you want percentage, right click and you can go to show value as and you can select the percentage of grand total. But I don't want the percentage. This is out of 100. What is the percentage of central? Under the 23, the split of the direct sales and split of distribution. I don't want it. I want to know if the central region is 100, what is the distribution of each sales channel? So right click on this, show value as. Under show value as, you can see there is an option, percentage of parent total. So right click, show value as, percentage of parent total. You have to select this option, right click, show value as percentage of parent total. Now it's asking, do you want to calculate the percentage of parent total based on region wise? Of course, yes, I want it by region wise. Okay, yes. Now you can notice if the central region is 100, what is the distribution of your direct sales? What is the distribution of your distributor, OEM, project sales, and service network? This is percentage by region, by each region. First one is percentage of grand total. Second one is percentage by each region. Okay. We'll see one more. Now, I want to calculate from today, stop writing formulas in Excel. Either try to write the formulas in pivot. Arithmetical, mathematical, pivot is better. If you want to calculate some of the text function, logical function, date function, do it in Power Query. Logical function, text functions, do it in Power Query. Mathematical, arithmetical calculation, you can do it in pivot. What is the advantage of creating a formula in pivot? For example, I want to calculate my tax value. So out of this sum of gross margin, I want to know my tax. What is my tax? My tax is, take the tax as 18%. 18% is my tax. From the gross margin, I want 18%. What is my tax value? So normally what people will do is they will go to the original source table and they will create an extra column called as tax and copy that column on the bottom. Yeah, this we can do it since the table is very small. Suppose the table is very large. We have 3 million, 4 million rows and columns. When I create an extra column, it may slow down your system speed. Instead, how can I create a formula inside a pivot itself? Inside a pivot, how can I create a formula? Two methods. Place the cursor on the table. Place the cursor on the table. Analyze. Go to Analyze. Under Analyze, Field Items and Sets. Go to Pivot Table. Go to Analyze. Pivot Table Analyze. Field Items and Sets. Calculated Field. Go to Analyze. Field Items and Sets. Calculated field. Or you can use a shortcut key. The shortcut key is Control Shift Plus. Control Shift Plus is the shortcut key for calculated field. So go to Analyze, Field Items and Sets, Calculated Field, method number 1. Method number 2 is Control Shift Plus, shortcut key. Whichever is easier, you can use any one of this. So let me do this. I always prefer the shortcut key. So Control Shift Plus. Place the cursor on the table. Control Shift Plus. And what is the name of that field? Let us give a name. Maybe I'll give a name as tax value. Okay. I'm saying the tax value. That is 18% is my tax value. Just a heading. Heading is your wish. And what is the formula? The formula is very simple. Remove that 0. 18% multiply into 18% into what? This gross margin. This gross margin, I want 18%. So double click on that gross margin. Or you can type it GROSS margin or insert. Or click on this, insert it, double click it or type it, whatever you want. Either double click on the gross margin or click on the insert field or type it also. I double click on it, 18% into the gross margin. Add and I say okay. Add and okay. Now you can see a new column is created. Sum of tax value which has calculated 18% from my gross margin. So it has calculated 18 percentage from my gross margin. Without affecting your source table, on a go, on a fly, we have created a formula. Yes. The reason it is grayed out is insert pivot line. I told you not to select it.
Sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Sir. Okay. Now, tell me this. This report is fine. So we got region-wise, sales channel-wise, count of gross margin, average of gross margin, sum of gross margin, percentage of gross margin, percentage by region-wise, and we have calculated the tax also. How we calculated the tax? Analyze, field items and sets, calculated field, and we have given a name for the field, and we have given the formula. The formula is 18% into the gross margin. But can I modify the formula? Can I edit the formula? Can I delete the formula? The formula which we have created, for example, my tax has been revised. It's not 18%. They revised to some other percentage. Can I modify the formula? Same method. Go to field items and sets, calculated field, and there is an arrow mark available here. You can see there is an arrow mark. Click on the arrow mark, and your table, your column name is, the formula name is displayed here. Select the formula name, and you can change your formulas. Instead of 18%, you can change it to some other percentage. You can change your formulas. If you don't want the formula, there is an option where we can delete our formulas also. If you don't want it, you can delete that formula. Same method. Analyze, field items and sets, calculated field, or use the shortcut key, Control-Shift+, and you can go here to the drop down and you can change your formulas. So if you want to modify, if you want to change the formulas, you can change it here. Right. Could you tell me why central region is coming on the top and then east, then north? Is it as per my source data? As per my source data, I am getting south, central, north, west. It's not in a proper order here. But why south central region is coming on the top? Alphabetically. Alphabetically, central comes first. But assume I don't want the central should come first. I want the south region should come on the top. South region should come on the top. So how can I bring the south region to the top? Three methods. First method, using a mouse. Using the mouse, just go to the south region corner, the border, you have to go here. When your cursor is turning like this, arrow with 4 header, arrow with 4 header. Now drag that south region and drop it before the central or before the east or before wherever you want. I'm dragging and dropping before the central region. Yes. Now the south goes to the top. First method. Just go here, drag it and drop it here. That's the first method. Second method, I think first method, if you are conversant, if you are very good in mouse, do it. If you are not good in mouse, don't do it. Second method, just go here and type it. I am typing it as south. With the correct spelling, with the case sensitive, I am typing it as south and enter. South is coming to the top. Okay. One is drag and drop. Just go to the south region because I want the south region should be shown on the top. Go to the border here, drag it and drop it here. First method. Second method is just go here and type it as south. Third method. Suppose I want the north should come on the top. North should come before central region. North should come before east region. Right click on the north. There is an option called as move. Move north to the beginning, move north upwards, move north downwards, move north end, right, left. So let us say move north up, one step up. So it has gone one step upwards here. So 3 methods. One method is drag and drop using the mouse. Second method is just go there and type it. Third method is right click and move. Okay. Done? Clear? Right. Now, whenever I change my data in my source, we will see that today. After using Power Query, no need for refreshing, your pivot table will get refreshed automatically. But now, as of now, you have to do this. For example, if I modify my data in my source, when I modify the data in my source, pivot table will not get updated. We have to refresh. We have to come to my pivot table and we have to make a right click and we have to go for this refresh. But I want this refresh should happen automatically. Automatically this refresh should happen. So whenever I change my data, whenever I modify the data, pivot table should get updated automatically. So one method is before creating Power Query, yes, scheduling. We can schedule it. Every 10 minutes, every 1 hour, your pivot table can get refreshed. That we'll see. But as of now, right click, pivot table option, right click, pivot table option, data. Under data, there is a checkbox available. Refresh data when opening the file. Refresh data when opening the file. That means whenever you open the file, your pivot table should get refreshed. So even if you forgot to refresh also, the pivot table will get refreshed automatically. Whenever you add a data, whenever you modify the data on the source, right click, pivot table options, refresh data when opening the file. I think you have to help me here. Can I make this refresh data when opening the file common for all my files? This is only for this pivot table. In the pivot table. But I want this to happen for all my pivot table from now. Now whatever the pivot table I create, this refresh data opening the file to be activated to all my pivot table. Can you tell me how can I do that? Where I can do it? File, very good. File. Then options, very good, super. Then data, excellent. Edit default layout, superb. No step. Still it's not over. Pivot table options, excellent. Then data, refresh data when opening. The enable பண்ணிவிட்டீங்கன்னா it will get refreshed automatically for all my files. இதுக்கப்புறம் after this whatever the pivot table you are creating, that will get refreshed automatically whenever you open the file. But schedule refresh, we'll see it in the afternoon. பார்த்து புது data, empty rows will get updated automatically. Daily you have to put the data, leave it. Refresh also will be done automatically by Excel, Power Query. Through Power Query, the refresh will happen automatically. That's topic we are going to see it by today evening. Maximum by today evening. Afternoon. Done? Clear? And I recommend to have a meaningful name for the sheet. Otherwise, Excel will give you some error. For example, when I go to the review and I check accessibility, if we check accessibility, here you can see hard to read a text. The color is a problem and there is some merged cells, and you can see there is a default sheet name. This sheet name is not correct. Please rename that sheet. Sometimes this is also going to have a sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. Now try to have some meaningful name for each and every sheet. That's the best practice. Rename the sheet. So I will give some name. Region wise, what is my profit or gross margin? It's a pivot table for region wise. What is my gross margin? To check what is my gross margin, I have created this report. So try to have some meaningful name for your pages. Merge cells, I didn't remove it. Okay. Earlier I merged some cells, that cells I didn't remove. So try to have some meaningful name for each and every sheets. Okay. Right? Done? Who have already attended my Excel training or basics of Excel training, I think you would have been aware of it. After each topic is completed, I will give you some exercise for practice, because if you are not practicing, I'm damn sure you'll forget the concept. So I need practice from your side. So when you are doing some practice, when you are doing some task, I will check who is going to do it much faster. Fastest fingers first. Based on the fastest fingers, you will be getting some score. First mudicha, who is finishing first will get a 6er. Second is will get a 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. Tomorrow evening we will consolidate this. Who is coming on top 3, top 5, they will get a certification. Last batch top 3, top 5 people are there. So your first task is, and one topic, the column wise, the filter wise, the deferred layout, the topics we are going to see one by one. So go to the sheet number 02. When I go to the sheet number 02, we have purchase data, supplier location, from which location the supplier supplied these materials, purchase coordinator, what is the purchase date, what is the PO date, what is the payment terms, how we are going to pay them, 60 days, 45 days, 30 days, and purchase value. So we have a table. So based on this table, you are going to create a report. You can decide that report can be on a new sheet, that report can be on the same sheet also. You are going to create a report like this. This is the report which I want. So this is the report which I want. Supplier location wise, purchase coordinator wise, what is the count of PO numbers, how many POs we have did. Then that's the first column. Second, average of purchase value, sum of purchase value, percentage of purchase value. So I want 4 columns. Supplier location wise, purchase coordinator wise, what is the count of PO number, average of purchase value, sum of purchase value, percentage of purchase value. So I want you to create this report. Just now, the concept now. Same thing we did it. Only thing is region wise, sales channel wise. India where on table. This is a different table. Table is different, concept is same. Out of P1 number. P1 number is found. Sheet number 2. Go to the top. Control after. Scroll. Out of P1 number, average is some percentage. Heading, change the heading. Sir. Sir. Count of P1 average is some percent. Heading. Sir. Count of P1 number. Count of P1. Answer please. Table the cursor is good. Place the cursor on the table is good. Average of purchase value, count of the heading. Sum of the average percentage. Now open the paper. Count average is some percentage. Count heading. Location, that is the purchase volume. Location is purchase volume. Where location should come first. You know that purchase count some average percentage. Purchases count that is average. Average. Yes. Count overall grand half of the city. Overall That's only the grand total and the location itself. Okay. Let me do this. Insert, place the cursor on the table, insert, pivot table, existing worksheet or new worksheet, your wish. New worksheet means it will create a report on the new sheet. Existing worksheet, I'll select some location here, or you can put it on the new sheet also. That's your wish. Okay. Now supplier location into rows, purchase coordinator also into rows. Now PO number, let us bring the PO number to sigma, but I don't want sum of PO number. Instead of sum, we want the count of PO number. Right click, summarize value by count. Drag the purchase value again, right click, summarize value by average. So we got the count, we got the average. One more time drag the purchase value here. So we got the count, we got the average, we got the sum. One more time I drag it here. How can I make it as percentage? Right click, show value as percentage of grand total. So change the heading. This is percentage, not the sum of purchase value. It is the percentage of my purchase value. Percentage of the purchase value. Okay. How can I bring the location name and the purchase coordinator name in different columns instead of in the same column? Design, report layout, show in tabular form. Very good. Now the same report which you have created, I want you to do one more. Yes. I want you to do another thing, two things. One is you have to calculate this one, percentage by location. One more is percentage by two columns has to be created. One column is percentage by location. That means if Azure is 100%, what is the percentage by each purchase coordinator? That's one column. Another column is procurement commission. Create a calculated field. Or calculated field நீங்க create பண்ணணும். கொஞ்ச நேரத்துக்கு முன்னாடி பண்ணோம் இல்லையா, tax value 18% of my margin. அதே மாதிரி you have to create an extra column called as procurement commission. 2% into purchase value. Purchase value na 2%. Two columns has to be created. This column is percentage of parent total. Location wise, what is the percentage? That is one column. Another column is you have to create a calculated field. 2% into purchase value. And the purchase value is 2%. What is the 2% of my purchase value? So you have to create two columns now. One column, sum of purchase value put 100%. If Azure is 100%, what is the distribution of each person? Percentage of parent total. So two columns you have to create. One column is percentage by location. Just now we did this. Second one is 2% of purchase value. percentage of parent total. This is one. 2%. Second class, 2% of my. So this should have 100. That's also being told you. Percentage of parent total. Parent total. Parent total. Percentage of parent total. Location is not. This is okay. Already got the next one. 2% income per year. 2% income. Yes. How to do this? First one, drag the purchase value one more time to the sigma. Right click, show value as percentage of parent total. Parent total, not parent row total, not parent column total. So it should be percentage of parent total. So right click on the sum of purchase value, go to show value as percentage of parent total. It's asking, do you want the parent total by supplier location wise? Yes, of course. Ozur, I want to know if Ozur is 100%, what is the percentage of each coordinators? Okay. Yes. Now you can see out of 100%, 30, 35, 34. Out of 100%, 38, 29, 32. Now I'll change the heading. This is percentage by location wise. Each location wise, what is my percentage? Once again, I want another column, that is 2% from my purchase value. That is procurement commission amount. Analyze, field items and sets, calculated field. Go to analyze, go to field items and sets and go to the calculated field. Under calculated field, let us give a name for that field. Our control shift plus is the shortcut key. Let us give a name, procurement commission. That's a column name. What is the formula? 2% multiply it with purchase value. Double click on that purchase value. So double click on the purchase value, 2% into purchase value, add and say okay, add, okay, yes. So we got 2% of the procurement commission. 2% into my purchase value. Right. Now let us come back to that same sheet, EX02. Let us come back to the EX02. So you'll see one more feature. I want to know date-wise. Each purchase date-wise, what is the sum of purchase value? Purchase date-wise, what is the sum of purchase value? Date-wise. This also we did it in the basics of Excel, but still we'll do it again. Insert. Let's go to insert. Pivot. Insert, pivot. New sheet or existing sheet is your wish. Insert, pivot. So let me go to existing sheet. I don't want it in new sheet. I'll put it in existing sheet. When you create a new sheet, it may slow down your system speed. So I'll go to some location, existing sheet, some location here. I'll go to some location, maybe somewhere else here. Tomorrow, based on this, today evening, based on this, we'll see how to make a drill down reports using the chart drill down reports. But let us see a simple report now. Okay, insert, pivot. I selected some location. Purchase date. Let us drag the purchase date into rows. So when I drag the purchase date into rows, it says 2020, 2021, 22, 23, 24, 25. When I drag the date, it automatically groups the date. Year and quarter and months, it has grouped it here. Then purchase value. Let us bring the purchase value into sigma. We got yearly. What is the sum of purchase value? Yearly. Advantage is when I expand it. When I expand years, you will get quarter wise. Quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. When I expand quarter, you will get it by month wise. When I expand month, you will get it by day wise. The quarter is not as per the financial quarter. Quarter is as per the calendar quarter. Calendar quarter means quarter 1 is January, February, March. Quarter 2 is April, May, June. If you want to change the quarter, it's not possible here. We can do it in Power Query. We can change our own quarters. For example, you want to follow India financial concept. I want April, May should be quarter 1. And June, July, August should be quarter 2. And this January, February should be quarter 4 of the last year. That you cannot change it here. If possible, we will change it in Power Query tomorrow. So now you can expand it. You can check this. But I'm not satisfied with this. I'm not satisfied with this because every time I cannot expand it like this. 2022, quarter 1, 2023, quarter 2, 2020, quarter 3. I cannot expand. I can check the report. Instead, I want a better report. And I want to make a comparison report also. Right click on the years. Right click on the years. Go to group. We'll see about text grouping. We will see about number grouping. We'll see about date grouping. All the three we'll see today. So right click and go to group, or you can use the shortcut key also. You can use the shortcut key. Alt, Shift, right arrow. Either you can make a right click and go to group, or use the shortcut key Alt, Shift, right arrow. Whichever is easier. Alt, Shift, right arrow, or right click and go to group. Both are same. Both will land into the same area. Right click and I'll go to group. Now it says, how do you want to group it? Seconds, minutes, hours, days, months, quarters, years. You decide. I want it by monthly and yearly. I don't want quarters. So let me remove the months and let me remove the quarters, and I selected only months and years. We have selected months and years. Okay. Months and years. Okay. So we got yearly, monthly report every year, every month. 2020, January, February, March. 2021, January, February, March. 2022, January, February, March. But I'm not okay with this. We'll see furthermore. Instead of this yearly, monthly, tell me how can I bring the years and months? I don't know how it's coming because if you are already in tabular form, நீங்கள் ஆல்ரெடி டேப்லராக இருந்தீங்கன்னா இயர்ஸும் வந்து தனித்தனி காலமில் வரும். இஃப் யூ ஆர் ஆல்ரெடி இன் டேப்லர், இஃப் யூ ஆர் நாட் இன் டேப்லர், யூ ஹேவ் டு கன்வெர்ட் இட் அஸ் டேப்லர். Go to design, report layout, show in tabular form. But I'm not okay with this report. I want a better report. I want to know compared to last year, how was my this year sales or how was my this year purchase, whether we have improved or whether we have gone down. So see where the value is very less. Enga value kammiya irukku parunga. I think year is having only 5 or 6 years, whereas the month is having 12 months. Where the value is more, have it in rows. Where the value is lesser, bring it to columns. I think year is having the lesser value, that we have to bring it to columns. Month is having more value, that we will place it into rows itself. Let us bring the years to the columns area. Years to the columns area. Now I can see a comparison report. Last year, this year, January, February, March, 2020, 2021, 2022, 23, 24. You will see a better one next time. So drag that. Yes, earlier my report looks like this. Earlier it was yearly, monthly. Now what I will do is bring this year. Bring this year, drag it and put it into columns. That's all. Because year is having lesser value, month is having more values. So that's why I'm bringing the years to columns. Now, this report is okay, but I want a better report. I want to know, for example, compared to last year, 2021, whether 2020, whether 2021 we have improved or not. Compared to 21, 22 is improved or not, whether it's gone down, whether it has increased. Can I show it in percentage? Can I show it in number? We'll see both. Right click on that particular column. Right click on the particular column. Go to show value as. Under show value as, there are two options available. Already we have seen about grand total. Already we have seen about parent total. Now let us see these two things. Difference from, percentage difference from. Difference from, percentage difference from. So let us go for this percentage difference from, and then we will try the percentage difference from also. Right click. I'll go to show value as. Under show value as, let us go for difference from. Compared to last year, how we have improved, whether we have in positive or in negative. So difference from. And it says difference from month March. Why it's showing month March is because my cursor is in the March month now. And cursor March month la nera irukana, it's showing March month. If your cursor is in December, you would have got December here. But I don't want to compare it by month wise, I want to compare it by year wise. Compared to 2020, 2021, whether we have improved or not. So instead of months, make it as years. Instead of month, we'll make it as years. And whether you want to compare it with the previous year, 20 versus 21. 21 versus 22, 22 versus 23, 23 versus 20. Or I want to make this 2020 as my benchmark. 2020 is my benchmark. Compared with the 2020, 2020 versus 21, 20 versus 22, 20 versus 20. If you want to compare it, then we can select it here, 2020. So all the year will be compared with the 2020. 2020 a benchmark vachi matta year lang compare pannalam. Particular customer benchmark vachi matta customer compare pannalam. Or previous, I want to compare it with the previous. So I think year wise it's always better to compare it with the previous. So let me select previous and I say okay. Yes. Compared with the previous year, this year 85,000 we have increased. 2020 compare பண்ணும்போது 21 ல 85,000 increase பண்ணிருக்கோம். But 2020 February compared to 2020, in this we have 6,52,000 gone down. Come edge, it has gone down. Wherever we have positive, that means we have improved. Wherever we have negative, that means we have not improved. We have gone down. This is number wise. But I don't like number wise. Can I put this in percentage? I want to know how many percentage we have improved, how many percentage we have gone down. Right click. What we did in the last session is show value as percentage difference from. Instead of percentage difference from, let us go for, difference from, I will go with this percentage difference from. I will go with the percentage difference from. Once again, instead of months, let us make it as years. And I say, okay, yes. Now compared to last year, this year January, 4% we have improved. 32% in February we have gone down compared to last year and this year. போன வருஷத்துக்கு இந்த வருஷத்துக்கான comparison. Why 2020 is not available? Because 2020 previous year data is not there. My data starts from 2020. I cannot compare with the previous. There is no previous year of 2020. The data is starting with 2020. So we cannot compare 2020 with the previous year. No previous year. That's why it's not able to compare. If the data is available, it will be there, sir. It is starting only from 20. My data is starting only from 20. If you have 19 data, then we can have it. Otherwise, you do not. So you are saying you want the value also here. And drag that, but it doesn't look good. Doesn't look good, but still if you want to do it, you can do it. Bring the purchase value again here. So now you can see here. This is for the previous year, 19 lakhs, 63,000. This is current year, 20,000. So compared to that, 4% was increased. So this is 2020, this is 2021. It is 19 lakhs, now it is 20 lakhs. Now 4% has increased. Yes. If you want only 2020, you can filter it. That slicer or timeline. That we will see in another few. If you want both, you can bring the sum of purchase value also again. Again we can bring it. One more time I can bring it here. But I am pulling, I am pulling back again. Yes. So the grand total is not there. The reason grand total is not there is grand total cannot be compared with anything. So I can switch off this grand total. How can I switch off this grand total? Go to the grand total and we can say there is no option called as off. No option called as off. On row only, on column only. On row only, on column. I will say on column only. On column only means the row has to be switched off. The row has to be switched off. That means on column only. So now you will get only the column. The row is switched off now. It is switched off. Please apply whatever we have learned it in the basics of Excel. You can apply it here. For example, I'll select this percentage, go to Home tab, conditional formatting, data bars, color scales, icon set. For example, I will go with the data bars and I select the green data bar. Wherever your value is positive, you will get a green color. Wherever the value is negative, you will get a red color. Conditional formatting, spark lines. You can try the spark lines, which are all we have learned in the basics. That you can try. Wherever we have positive, there will be a green bar. Negative, we will have a red bars. Conditional formatting. Select this range, go to conditional formatting, data bars, we can put the color scale, icon set, traffic signals, cell phone signals. These are all we have learned in the basics of Excel. Okay. How can I get back my old data? How do we get back my old data? I don't want the percentage. I want the exact data again. I don't want 4.3. I want what is the value in 2020, what is the value in 2021, 22, 23. I want the exact value. How can I get the exact value now? How can I get back the exact value? Right click. Show value as No calculation. Please bring it back to the no calculation because we are going to do some other activity here. Where is the activity panna porom? So right click, no calculation. So make it as show value as no calculation. I want to bring back my old value again. No calculation. Okay. Now let us see other part, running total, and we'll see some aging analysis. We'll see about grouping and another part in another few minutes. Before that, I want you to try this. I think it's very simple, very easy. Convert this. We did it in the basics also. Convert that yearly monthly report. Convert that yearly monthly report into a weekly report like this. That yearly monthly report has to be converted into a weekly report like this. Weekly report hour. So I want to convert this into a weekly report, not yearly. The same report, yearly, monthly, weekly report. Convert the yearly, monthly report into a weekly report. I don't want yearly, monthly, I want weekly. No calculation. Show value. Show value. No calculation. Weekly report. Convert this report into a weekly report. Very well. Very good. Columns, rows, change that. Grouping. Convert that yearly, monthly report into a weekly report. This is daily. Daily. I want weekly. This is daily. Weekly, how many days are there? No, very easy. Okay. Now, it's very simple. Just to make a right click on this years and month, anywhere else, group, go to group. Let me remove the months and years, select the days. The number of days is activated, change the number of days to 7 because weekly we have 7 days. So change the number of days to 7 and I say okay. Unfortunately, it's going in column wise. So because my data is in columns, so drag and drop it into rows. So let us drag and drop it into rows here. So every week this is my total. Okay. Select the days only. Good.
No, the problem is now put that purchase date you give us. Purchase it. Amount value is now right click on the date, remove the months and year, select the date, change the date. I told you, I won't select it.
If there is no space in this table, I don't have an extra space here. Can I move the pivot table to some other sheet because there is no space? Sometimes it may throw an error. Can I move to some other location, some other sheet? Very much you can do that. Analyze, go to analyze, move pivot table. Below the action, there is a button called as move pivot table. If you are not able to see the move pivot table, if your screen size is very small, then you can see there is a button called as action. Click on action, move pivot table. It will ask you whether you can move it to a new sheet, existing sheet, some other location, because if you don't have a space on your screen, because dates are more dates, if you don't have a space, then we can move it to some other sheet or some other location also. Right? Now, I'm not moving it here, I have a space here. Can I find out the running total? Compared to last year, cumulative. For example, cumulative means here it is 46 for 4,64,000 and the next week is 3,04,000. Now cumulative means 4,64,000 plus 3,04,000 and this week is all the three put together. That's called as cumulative. So can I get the cumulative total here or cumulative percentage here? Both are possible. So let me drag that purchase value one more time to the sigma because I need both. I need the purchase value, I need the cumulative percentage also, cumulative total also, cumulative total. Every week what is my cumulative? Okay, so let us make a right click on this column. I'll make a right click on, once again I have dragged the purchase value. Already we have the purchase value. One more time I dragged the purchase value. Right click on this, right click on the purchase value, show value as. Under show value as you can see two options, running total in, running percentage, running total. So let us say running total. So running total, do you want to calculate the running total based on this day wise? Yes, of course. And I say okay. Now you can see it is showing the cumulative. 464 plus 3,04,000 is 7,68,000. So all the three put together, you can see all the three put together, you will have 12,41,000, all the four. So it's showing the cumulative here. So it shows the cumulative percentage, running total. So I dragged that purchase value again to the sigma values, right click, and we have gone to the show value as, and we have selected the running total. Percentage, we'll see it in another few minutes. If you want percentage also, we can get it. Percentage, let us try with the small data, not a very big data. Small data, we'll try that. So this is my cumulative. So cumulative. Okay, right. This report, I want to present this report in a meeting like this, or a webinar or a seminar. I want to present this report. While presenting the report, I want to see the report for a particular location wise. One is you can send the report, another one is you can present the report. We'll see both. First, how to present the report. Place the cursor on the table. Go to the tab called as Analyze. Based on this, we will create a dashboard in another. Today and tomorrow, we are going to see more on this. Pivot table, Analyze. Insert slicer. Pivot table, Analyze. Go to Insert slicer. Pivot table, Analyze. Insert slicer. I click on Insert slicer. And I say supplier location wise, I want the slicer. Location wise, I want the slicer. So supplier location, and I say okay. Yes, we got the location: Hosur, Salem, Vijayanagar, and Visakhapatnam. Suppose I want to show this weekly report for only Salem. So I click on Salem. It shows the weekly report for Salem, and it shows the cumulative percentage for Salem, Hosur, and it shows for Vijayanagar, and it shows for Visakhapatnam. So it shows that particular supplier location. So place the cursor on the table, Analyze, Insert slicer. Can I insert one more slicer? Go to Analyze, Insert slicer. Let me select the purchase coordinator. For purchase coordinator also I want a slicer. Okay. So two slicers are available here. If I select Hosur, who are all the person available in Hosur, only the 3-person name will be highlighted. Divya, Rajesh, and Suresh. If I select Suresh, it shows only the report of Suresh. If I select Rajesh, it will show you only the report of Rajesh. Two slicers. So first slicer is about the supplier location. We can add one more slicer also. So place the cursor on the table, Analyze, Insert slicer. But can I place one slicer like this vertically? Can I place another slicer horizontally? One slicer is available like this. Can I make one more slicer on the top? So the supplier location slicer I am putting into the top here. Drag it and bring it to the top. Decrease the height of the slicer. Decrease the height. Increase the width. Decrease the height and increase the width of the slicer. But unfortunately, all the locations are not visible. Hosur, Salem, Vijayanagar is not visible here. So I decrease the height and increase the width. Then on the top, slicer. There is a contextual tab called as slicer. Go to the slicer. Under slicer, columns. Columns. How many columns you want? I think I have 4 locations. Hosur, Salem, Visakhapatnam, and Vijayanagar. 4 locations. So change the columns as 4 because we have 4 locations. So let me put it as 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Now you can see 4 locations are displayed here. You can select it like this. Hosur, Salem, Vijayanagar, Visakhapatnam. So one slicer we can have vertically, another slicer we can have horizontally here. So based on my selection, the reports are changing. Click on this clear button to clear the slicer. And there is one more button available here, multi-select. I want the report both for Hosur and Salem. So you can switch on this multi-select. When I switch on multi-select, now you can select multiple items here. I have selected Hosur and Salem both together. Hosur, and no need for holding the control key. If you click on the Salem will get removed. I click it again, Salem will get selected. Hosur and Salem, 2 reports at a time. Vijayanagar also 3 reports. So multi-select should be on. If you want multiple reports, you can switch on that multi-select. Okay, let us see how to make a dashboard based on this. One more, this is slicer. Similar to slicer, we have one more, that is analyze, insert timeline. Go to pivot table, analyze, insert timeline. Similar to a slicer madri. Similar to a slicer, we have one more called as insert timeline. Click on insert timeline. Only one column is displayed there. That column is purchase date. That's the only column. Because purchase date is the column which is date based. No other column is date based. So let me select the purchase date. And I say OK. Yes. There is a timeline for it. Timeline. What is the purpose of timeline? Timeline and slicer is somewhat similar. Slicer can be used for alphabetical value. Timeline can be used for date values. Date. So here instead of months, let us select years, quarters, months or days. I will select years. Now I want to see this weekly report only for 2020. 2020 or weekly report paakano. So click on 2020. It shows the weekly report of 2020. 2021, 2022, 2023, 24. Anyway, part of 2 or 3 days maybe from the last year also, because since it's a weekly report. So based on my selection, we are getting that weekly report. If you want 2 years, yes. So 2020, and you can go here and expand it, 2020 and 2021. But unfortunately, we cannot select 2021, 24, which is not possible. 21, 24 running up. You can select only the continuous 2 or 3 years. Non-continuous years cannot be selected here. Okay. Yes. Now this report, I want to send this report. This is presenting the report. We have inserted a slide and slicer color and other things you can change it. For example, the supplier location color, I don't like this color. Can I put a different color for this? Select the slicer, you can see slicer styles. Slicer styles. There are different types of styles, colors. I can put it in a different color. Maybe I'll put a green for this. This slicer, I'll put some other color, maybe orange. So you can have multiple colors for your slicers. Okay. Now, place the cursor on this pivot. I want to send the report. This report, I want to send it to all the cities. This weekly report, I want to send it to Hosur. This weekly report, I want to send it to Salem. This weekly report, I want to send it to Vijayanagar. This weekly report, I want to send it to Visakhapatnam. So I want to send the report to all the 4 cities, 4 locations. Not presenting. Presenting is okay. So if I click on Hosur, I will get the report of Hosur. Salem, I will get the report of Salem. Vijayanagar, I will get the report of Vijayanagar. I don't want to present it, I want to send it. I think basics of Excel also we would have used this. First, clear the slicer. Please clear the slicer. All the data should be displayed here. Hosur, Salem, Vijayanagar, Visakhapatnam, all the data has to be displayed. Clear the slicer. Second step, clear it. First step, drag that supplier location. Drag the supplier location and bring it to filter area. Drag the supplier location and bring it to the filter area. Drag the supplier location and bring it to the filter area. Step number one. Drag the supplier location to the filter area. Second step, before going to the second step, please verify whether all is selected. Inga all ni irukanu odara verify pannike. All means all the location. Do you want to create a report for all the location? No, I want to create a report only for Hosur and Salem. I don't want a report for Vijayanagar and Visakhapatnam. Then what you do is, go to the filter button here and multi-select. Select only Hosur and Salem. Don't select Vijayanagar and Visakhapatnam. So, 10 city can report on. I want report only for 2 cities. 5 cities now you can select it here. But as of now, I want it for all the location. And all location I want it for Hosur, I want it for Salem, I want it for Vijayanagar, I want it for Visakhapatnam. All the 4 location I want the report. So all is selected here. All is selected. Okay. Then second step, analyze. First step, drag the supplier location to the filter area. Second step, analyze. There is a options available, options. If the option is not seen on your screen, because your screen size is very small, sometimes your screen size is smaller, then go to the pivot table. Under pivot table, you will see the option. Under pivot table, you will be seeing the option. So go to analyze, options, show report filter pages. Option nera click panadinga. There is an arrow mark on the option. Click on the arrow mark of the option and go to show report filter pages. Analyze, options, show report filter pages. It's asking, do you want to show the report filter pages for all the locations, supplier location? Yes. Just click on OK. Yes. Now you would have noticed 4 different sheet has been created. Hosur go to tani sheet, Salem go to tani sheet, Vijayanagar separate sheet, Visakhapatnam separate sheet. If you go to Hosur sheet, you will get only the report of Hosur. If you go to Salem, you will get a report of Salem. If you go to Vijayanagar, you will get a report of Vijayanagar. If you go to Visakhapatnam, you will get the report of Visakhapatnam. Done. Splitting of multiple reports. Done. You know how to bring the Outlook to Excel also. Probably we'll see that later, how to bring the Outlook. Basics itself, we have seen that. But once again, if you want, we can see it. Before that, exercise number 3. Before the break, we'll finish off this. Exercise number 3. We'll try to finish this. Exercise number 3. We have a table, requisition date, PO date, approval days, order number, procurement officer, and warehouse, product name, cost, units, and total cost. Based on this, what I want you to do here is, I want you all to create a report like this. Create a report like this. What is the report I want you to create? Create a report yearly. Just a minute, I will group it properly. It was not grouped properly. I will group it properly. Yearly. So I want yearly Customer wise, what is the sum of invoice amount? Yearly customer wise sum of invoice. Customer product wise, sorry, product wise. Yearly product wise, what is the sum of invoice amount? Create a report. Yearly product wise, what is the sum of invoice amount? I want you to create a report like this. I will tell you how to bring the top 10 later. How to bring the top 10 later, but I want you to create a report like this. Yearly product wise, what is the sum of total cost? Yearly product wise, what is the sum of total cost? Yearly product wise. Every year, the yearly should be based on PO date. Yearly should be based on PO date. Yearly is based on PO date. Yearly product wise, what is the sum of total cost?
Where is yearly? Yearly product price.
Okay. How to do this? Place the cursor on the table. Insert pivot table. I'll put it in the new sheet or existing sheet is your wish. So let us put it in a new sheet. Okay. Yearly, it's based on the PO date. Product wise, let us bring the product name into rows. And PO date, let us bring the PO date into columns. So we got product wise yearly total sales. That's it. So we got product wise what is yearly sum of total sales. Each product wise yearly what is the sum of total sales here. Every year, every product wise. What is the sum of total sales? Now, assume before giving the report, I want you all to try this. We'll see how to make a aging analysis, how to make a dashboard using this, how to create a dashboard. That's what we are going to see in our next session. Before this, what I want you to try is not a slicer kadayadu, split this below report. The reporter split this below report city wise in different sheet. City wise இது தனித்தனி ஷீட்டா நீங்க ஸ்ப்ளிட் பண்ணி காட்டணும். City wise it should be in different sheets. Warehouse, sorry. Warehouse. Warehouse is city, yeah. Yes, warehouse wise, sorry. Warehouse wise, split it, not by city. Warehouse or city. See, warehouse wise, split it into different sheets. Central main. Laser in that. It's not laser. This is not size. Laser. Not size. This is not size. Sheet. Separate sheet. Warehouse wise. City wise la warehouse. Warehouse wise it should be different. Put this in. Separate sheet. How we got the Huzur separate sheets. Okay. How to do this is, first step is, what's the first step? Place the cursor on the table, then bring the warehouse to the filter area, then analyze, options, then show report filter pages. So now it says, do you want the report filter pages for each warehouse wise? Yes. Okay. Yes. Central we got report, main warehouse we got a separate report, regional warehouse we got a separate report. Now, come back to that main sheet. Come back to the main sheet. Finally, we'll make this sheet as a dashboard. We'll do that. Come back to the main sheet. Let us rename the sheet. Let us give some name for the sheet. Let us give some name. What is this? These are all the procurement, purchase or anything. So let us make a small, maybe I'll give a name as dashboard itself. This sheet I'm giving a name called as dashboard. So this is my dashboard here we are going to make. I want to know which product has given a better sales. I want to give a ranking or I want to show the percentage. This part we'll see before the break. So in 2020, which product has better purchase value or which product has more sales value? Right click on that particular column. Show value as, there are 2 or 3 options available. One is percentage of column total, percentage of row total. For example, I want to know in 2020 which product has given more purchase, or this product in which year has more purchase. I want to compare it vertically and horizontally. We'll try both. Right click, show value as percentage of column total. Percentage of column total. Now you can see out of 100%, I think highest is this industrial gearbox unit, that is having 15% more. And this one is 12. Out of 100%, this is 15% particular product in 2020, in 2022, 23, 24, 25, 26. So it's comparing by column wise. Out of 100, what is each product percentages? This is column wise. Or I don't want it. Can I put it in row wise? I want to know this product in which year we had better purchase. Which year? Ipdi compare pan. Right click. Show value as percentage of row total. Row wise total. So out of 100%, in 2022 we had 28%, 23 is 22%, 24 is 25%, 25 is 23, and 26 no purchases has been done, 0%. So right click, show value as, but can I give a ranking? Which product has highest purchase or lowest purchase? I want to give a ranking for it. Right click, show value as, rank, smallest to largest, largest to smallest. Highest value is ranking 1. So let us go for largest to smallest. Okay. Product wise. Yes, of course, I want to give it for product wise. Okay. Yes. You can see it shows me the ranking. As expected, this industrial gear unit is ranking 1, ranking 1. 2022 rank 1, 23 is rank 1, 24 is also rank 1, 25 it's rank 2, 26 is rank 1. Overall, the ranking is 1. So this is having more purchases here. Rank 2, which is rank 2. Or I can bring it to the top. Just to make a right click on this grand total. And you can see there is an option of sorting. Smallest to largest, largest to smallest. So let us say largest to smallest. So which is having the rank 1, it's coming on the first. Rank 2 is coming on the second. Rank 3, rank 4, rank 4. Overall rank. I sorted the grand total, not the each year's total. Grand total, I made a right click. And I said this sorting largest to smallest. Highest ranking. The first ranking should come on the top. Lowest ranking should go on the bottom. So largest to smallest. So first rank, second rank, third rank, fourth rank. Maybe after the lunch break, we'll see how to bring the top 10, how to bring the aging analysis, how to group by text. Text grouping we didn't see. In the basics also we didn't see about text grouping. That all we'll see. Now, how can I bring back my old value here? Instead of the ranking, how can I bring the old value? Right click, show value as, no calculation. Almost all the important feature in no calculation we have seen. If time permits, we'll see furthermore also. Tomorrow also, Power Query, Power Pivot. Today afternoon also, we are going to work more on that. So I thought of finishing the exercise number 4 before the break and start the Power Query straight away after the lunch break, but no problem. I think it will take another half an hour to complete the exercise number 4 after the break. So exercise number 3 almost done. 4 is the one which you are going to do. After completion of exercise number 4, we will start with Power Query in the afternoon. Okay. So let me save the file. We go for a break. Same 45 minutes. I am stopping the video recording. Just to remind me, we are